Hey guys, it's your girl Victoria back to you with another video of VH1's Couples Retreat Season 2, Episode 6 called Old Wounds. I'm just still kind of flabbergasted. There's another episode next week. Last season was only 6 episodes. The fact that this season maybe 7 or 8 episodes, I was a little alarmed. But we're going to get right into it. So Claudia and KJ visit Audra and Styles P so they could talk about everything that's been going on with all the other couples. I guess, since the night before was KJ's birthday, he was hoping that they would have sex, but it seems like Claudia fell asleep on him. So I guess they had to wait till that morning of to get it off the way they wanted to. And I guess he done popped off like the top of a champagne bottle done popped off. So that's cool. They got it in. So, they talked about the couples, and then we move on to Jess and Daniel, and they're working out at the gym. They also start talking about the other couples. Daniel's feeling like he's being attacked by everybody from like the breakfast before. We don't care, Daniel. Cry me a river. And they mainly talk about Ronnie and Shamari and the stuff that they got going through. And speaking of Ronnie and Shamari, how they set it up with the producers, we got them in the next scene. Shamari and Ronnie, they're talking. She wants to let us know first in the confessional, then wants to let Ronnie know face to face that she has no desire to be with a woman. No desire whatsoever. So you say, okay, I'm gonna take that for face value, Shamari, but the fact that you had to repeat yourself and tell us multiple times within a span of like 2 to 3 minutes, are you trying to convince us about that, or are you trying to convince yourself about that? Because I don't know. I was watching other people's reviews, and they made some very valid points. So okay, all right, that's what you say. Okay, that's what you're gonna go with, Shamar. All right, okay, all right. I'll take it for face value, but actions speak louder than words. But they talk it out, and Shamari calls alcohol her kryptonite. And while Ronnie appreciates that she apologized and was honest about her wrongdoings the night before, he is still a little concerned that of the alcohol bringing out a different person. And like he said last episode, which is like the title of this episode, some wounds are coming back to the surface of how he felt back with her and with the situation they had going on when they were having an open marriage. So they hug it up, and they make up. But yeah, I don't think this is the end of their issues. They're just sweeping it under the rug, which will be the activity that we're about to go into. So before we do that, we have AJ. She's sitting down with Rada and Michael. For what reason, I don't know, because this is damn near the 6th episode. Technically, if we want to count season 1, this is the 12th episode with Michael and Rada, still having the same issue they did last year. And at this point, what else is there to say? So they sit down with AJ. Rada, she crying for whatever reason. Talking about she heard, she didn't say this word for word. I'm just about to paraphrase. She didn't say this word for word. I'm just paraphrasing. She still heard that, Michael gonna choose the side beaches instead of her. Michael talking about it's for his freedom. I forgot what AJ done told Rada, but at this point, Rada, whatever, you know what it is at this point. And Michael considers marriage a prison, but that, leads me to question, what's the point of proposing if you feel like marriage is a prison? Why propose in the first place? Do you just want to be engaged to just be engaged? I mean, if that's the case, I guess. But Rada's looking for marriage, and you just looking to keep Rada because she probably give good sex. Just like you give her good sex, she probably gives you good sex. So you probably don't want to get rid of that. But at the same time, if you know you ain't trying to do marriage, why even do all that? Why even do all that? Why can't you just get her a ring as your number one beach instead of saying, "Oh, I'm proposing to you, girl. I love you, girl." No. So he sees it as a prison. And Rhoda saying this is the first time she's hearing how he feel about it and whatnot. You know, Rhoda, no, it's not. This is episode 12 of me seeing y'all on this damn show. And who knows how many other times he probably done let it be known he ain't getting rid of no side beaches. And maybe this is the first time you're hearing him say that he feels like marriage is a prison. But at the same time, Rhoda, like this ain't nothing new. Okay, this ain't nothing new. At this point, as long as y'all been together and been dealing with this crap, this ain't nothing new. So I don't want to hear none of that. So after he done letting us know how he feel, Michael saying maybe they should take it slow and get to know each other. And I'm like, how long have you guys been together where you feel like you still need to know each other? For goodness sakes, you proposed to the chick. For goodness sakes, you got the girl pregnant. You know, unfortunately, the baby, you know, she miscarried. Sorry for your loss, Rada and Michael. But at this point, what is there else to know? Like, for you got to know that pussy very well, Michael. Rada, you got to know that dick very well. What else is there to say, really? Okay, this is the same BS, different, same shit, different episode. So Rada's thinking they taking 20 steps back. I'm like, Rada, you just need to end this at this point because I don't know how many times Michael got to show you who he is for you to believe him. Like, I don't understand. But we gonna move on. The couples, they get together for a fancy dinner. They're looking nice. Jess is complimenting KJ and Claudia and Rada, making fun of Michael and his outfit and the fur coat that Rada got on. And Rada's still upset. For what reason, I have no idea at this point. Why are you still upset when this is your everyday life? But maybe you're just doing this for the camera, you know, for the TV show. I don't know. But Michael told us that he thought by giving her Rada the Mutombo that she was gonna be all you know a-okay, but you know clearly she's still not a-okay. Uh, Michael, sex doesn't fix everything. That's not the solvent of all issues. Um, at this point, you know he just got to do some type of comedic relief because his girl is a little bit of a uh I don't know what the word to use. I want to say eyesore, but she's kind of a Debbie Downer right now, so he has to kind of lift the spirits. But you know, Michael, I don't know what to tell you. You know, Michael, Rada, you guys are exhausting to talk about. I don't know what else to be saying at this point. I'm tripping over my words, saying I don't know too much already in this review, and we not even 10 minutes in yet. So you know what, Michael, Rada, please, I'm done for the rest of the episode talking about y'all. So we move on to AJ and John Sally, however you say his last name. They come out so they could do the activity called Elephant in the Room, where I guess you write something about another couple, you put it in their elephant, and we see the couples doing that. You know, the issues that they think other couples are sweeping under the rug, so to speak. So they write their issues, they go around and put in other people's elephants. Some people put issues they know in their own elephant for them, their issues with their significant other. So they obviously go around the room to different couples. Michael gets a little bit offended. Daniel definitely gets offended, especially since Jess is the one who wrote a few of the things that she read out loud. She was the one who wrote a few of them and put them in the elephant. So Daniel got a little bit offended about that. We don't care. Michael getting offended. We don't care. Then we get to Adjua and Styles P. And I think the note says something to the effect of, you know, they're acting like everything's so perfect. You know, everybody has issues. So first, Adjua was okay. Adjua and Styles P. Okay. The first one, they said something about Styles P. Styles P used to doing drugs. Adjua gets offended, saying, okay, well, we got alcoholics in here, da da da. So Shamari thought that was Adjua taking a shot at her. So then they said something else about them thinking they're perfect. So then Adjua gets offended and starts going off a little bit. Not like to the point she's cussing people out, but, you know, she's been making it known, like, nobody thinks they're perfect, da da da. So then that's when Styles P kind of gets offended and goes off like, we've been together for 27 years. We got more problems than anybody else got. Which people not saying you don't got problems, because let's face it, everybody got problems. Every relationship got problems. Every person got their own personal problems. So I don't think that's what they're trying to say. I think they're just saying you guys are just trying to hide your problems like you don't have problems. We know you got problems. you wouldn't be you wouldn't be on this show if you didn't have problems. Clearly, you let that be known in the beginning, but at the same time, you're acting like everything's all easy breezy, lemon squeezy. So that's why some people feel like, okay, we're letting our true self come out to show what we got to going on and what we got to work on, and you guys are not doing anything to showcase none of that. But anyway, they, said that what they had to say. Styles P does a little monologue about him and what him and Adjua got going on. So everybody's kind of like, whoa, like, where's all this coming from? KJ and Claudia kikiing on the side, like, did you ask that? Or listen, at this point, I'm just like, okay, so you guys got problems. Oh, okay. Can we know what one of those problems are? Because everybody else is showcasing theirs, and we have yet to hear really one of your problems, other than trying to spend more time together and be more of a husband and wife, more than as opposed to business partners. Okay, it's not just that. I'm pretty sure there's other things going on too, but I guess we'll get into that in a scene or two later. So after that, we have, after the dinner, so to speak, Claudia does the video diary. Don't care what she had to say. Daniel does a video diary. Definitely don't care what he got to say. KJ does a video diary. I don't remember what he said. Then we get that the couples are meeting up after the dinner to talk. Everyone except for Daniel, Audra, and Styles P. So KJ is over Rada and Michael's shenanigans. I'm over Michael and Rada's shenanigans. America is over Michael and Rada's shenanigans. And Rada saying that they're having the same issues because men don't know how to talk. Yeah, I highly disagree with you, Rada, because at this point, I don't know how many different ways Michael has to tell you, showcase you that what he says is what the truth is, and you just don't want to accept that. Like, I don't understand why you think they don't know how to communicate, how to talk. No, it's not that they don't know how to talk, in your case, especially. It's just that you don't know how to listen. You don't know how to take what it is at face value. You don't know how to either just get with the program or walk away. Because at this point, you can't keep talking when this has been an ongoing issue for I don't know how long, Rada. So at this point, as everybody's been saying on Twitter tonight, Michael's not the problem at this point. It's you. It is you. Because you don't know how to leave, and you don't know how to stay and not talk. Because at this point, you either gonna stay and just deal with it and not say nothing else about this, or leave. Maybe easier said than done for you, but you're gonna have to choose one, because I can't take you for another season with this BS. So after KJ lets us know how he feel about Rada and Michael, and lets Michael and Rada know how he feels about Michael and Rada, we move on to them talking about the issues of Styles P and Adjua and how they were acting like very offended. Then they move on to Jess and Daniel, and I guess Daniel's mad at Jess for keeping it real with him at the dinner, so that's why he didn't show up to the little after party or whatever. Who cares? And Claudia was like, oh, does Daniel hate me? Here go Jess. No, he don't hate you. He don't hate you, girl. She's like, I've been coming at him really hard. Who cares, Claudia? Do you really care if he hates you or not? At the end of the day, I know, everybody knows not everybody's going to like you. So if Daniel don't like you, so what? He already don't like half of y'all because he feels attacked. So who cares? See, you see how many people don't like Daniel? Daniel seems to not care. So why should you care or even question if who cares? I could care less. Because Daniel ain't nobody checking for Daniel. So who cares if who he likes or hates, whatever. We move on to AJ. She sits with Styles P and Adjua. And pretty much trying to see what's going on with them, what issues they really be having. And I guess Styles P cheated on Adjua in the past. Okay. As long as he moved on from that, she stuck beside him. So at this point, I mean, what else is there to say? And it doesn't seem like she has any ill will feelings about that. Because I guess the little mini activity that AJ did with Styles P and Adjua was, okay, I'm going to say something, a word, and you tell me if it applies to you, him, or neither. So she was going down the list. They kept saying neither, but then when it got to infidelity, that's when they both agreed that Styles P cheated. So then it was also brought up that they had a 15-year-old daughter that passed away due to suicide. So I do apologize for their loss and my condolences. Definitely. There was nothing else I could say about that because, that was a sad moment. So yeah, that was sad. But we're gonna move from the sad to the drama because right after this scene, we have KJ, Claudia, Jess, and Daniel going on a boat ride, and of course they go right into it. Daniel want to tell uh, KJ, I thought you were a stand-up guy, but it seems like you've been hanging around your girl too much because you definitely are getting some of her traits. He didn't say that word for word. I'm just paraphrasing. So of course KJ gets a little offended. Claudia gets offended. She's defending KJ. Just sitting there quiet as can be. And they start going back and forth, Claudia and Daniel, because Daniel wants the smoke. Claudia got it there for him. KJ, even, you can start hearing a bass in his voice. He starts raising his voice a little bit. Daniel want to talk about KJ gossiping. It was going back and forth. Meanwhile, Jess is just sitting there just watching the whole thing play out. She wasn't defending Daniel because Daniel be doing it to himself. Ain't nothing to defend Daniel for. Okay, you can't defend him. Okay, but Daniel calls Claudia KJ's publicist. Uh, Claudia comes back, was like, okay, and Jess is your come up. He didn't say nothing to that. Jess looked like she was agreeing completely 100% with what Claudia was saying. And I guess that's when Jess wants to get in the middle and break it up because, they don't got no life vests on and they ain't trying to tussle and somebody falls off the boat. She didn't say that word for word, but, just giving the vibes like, listen, we just need to get back off the waters and back to the shore. So I don't think nothing really gets resolved with that because the next scene, the couples go out for their next exercise. You can see there's a little bit of attention, but nothing to really dwell on, I guess. So I guess the next exercise with John and AJ is they sit in front of each other, and the person who sits behind the person that's sitting in the front, they answer for them. So like if I'm sitting in front of AJ and John, my spouse behind me is going to answer for me. So they do that with everyone. I'm not going to go down couple by couple what was asked. But the only thing I put in here was when it got to Styles P and Audra, which were the last couple, the first question was in regards to the infidelity. If Audra thinks Styles P only cheated once, Styles P goes through a whole long answer, but Adro was like, no, it's just a yes. Ain't none of that. He was trying to say just a simple yes. And when Styles P finally sat in the front, AJ asked a question about the daughter, and Styles P, gets emotional while Adro answers. She did a very good job answering, and Styles P cries. He explains, his feelings about that and, just the loss of his daughter. So, of course, everyone, this is a serious moment. And, of course, he's crying his eyes out. I think Adriel shed a few tears. Definitely AJ shed a few tears. You can see John Sally, he was crying. I think Shamari shed a tear. Like, everyone was just emotional. Almost made me cry a little bit, but I'm a G. I don't cry like that, which is a lie. But I'm not. I don't cry like that. Okay, y'all. I don't cry. Ask my husband. He gonna say something else. But I don't cry. I'm a G. Really, I'm not. But I'm a G. But anyway, it was a very emotional ending, and that's where it ended. And then we're gonna have next week where Nick Young comes back. Nick and Kiana come back. I think hopefully the next episode is the season finale. We don't know, but they come back, and then I guess Ronnie got some secret to tell Shamari, and I'm intrigued to know what that is. But that was the end of the episode, guys. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe and please comment. Let me know what you guys thought. And not to instigate anything, but if KJ and Daniel were to get in a fight, who you think would win? I feel like Daniel would think, he got up on KJ, but I feel like KJ is one of those quiet ones that, like, okay, keep talking your shit, but I'm gonna bust you. Okay, I'm not gonna try to instigate, but I already threw the question out there, so you please comment and let me know what you guys thought. But anyway, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.